Now, India's largest airline is seeing a leadership shake-up. That's right. Pieter Elbers of IndiGo, the CEO of IndiGo, has stepped down with immediate effect, and Rahul Bhatia, the managing director, has taken interim charge to oversee the operations. Now, remember, this disruption is triggered by the December flight duty limitation rules, which were not abided by IndiGo, which eventually led to cancellations as well as delays across thousands of flights. Now, the airline says leadership changes come as it works to restore reliability as well as confidence.
Indian airline IndiGo said on Tuesday that CEO Pieter Elbers had resigned from his position with immediate effect for personal reasons. It comes months after mass flight cancellations left tens of thousands of passengers stranded and drew regulatory scrutiny. The airline said its managing director, Rahul Bhatia, would run the company until a replacement is hired. Bhatia's InterGlobe Enterprises is the largest shareholder in IndiGo operator InterGlobe Aviation. It held a 35.6% stake as of December. India's largest airline scrapped around 4,500 flights in the first weeks of December. It highlighted concerns over limited competition in the world's fastest-growing aviation market. The airline apologised to customers after it failed to make roster changes in time to comply with stricter pilot fatigue rules set by the government.
Pieter Elbers has resigned, and his resignation as CEO of IndiGo comes 3 months after the FDTL rules were pretty much violated and the airline suffered major consequences, flight cancellations, disruptions. I think we all remember what happened in the first week of December. But again, the stock is reacting quite favorably to this development of Pieter Elbers resigning. In fact, IndiGo stock is up about 2.8% in trade. This despite higher ATF costs, disruptions in West Asia and overall flight routes impacted. What do you make of this development?
I wonder what took 3 months for Pieter Elbers to resign, Kartik.
DGCA investigations, perhaps?
He should have taken the moral responsibility. Why wait for investigation?
Okay.
I mean, take it as a moral responsibility. You were at the helm of all this confusion, chaos, and the pain and the suffering that passengers of all age group had to suffer. 3 months is a little bit more time for you to react and take responsibility. Come on. I mean, you put a black mark not only on yourself, but you put the entire aviation sector and the credibility of InterGlobe Aviation in a spot and in a fix. Okay. You should have owned up a long time back. Having said that, we've been positive on InterGlobe for many, many years. We continue to remain positive, and I hope that the management is able to replace Elbers with some other gentleman who has got wisdom and fine sense of judgment in terms of taking the business to the next level.
All right. But this sort of change of guard at the topmost position, the corner office of IndiGo, not rattling investors about continuity issues at all. The stock is up about 3%. So is it corporate governance, and is it the fact that that Elbers is out that investors are rejoicing? Or do you think in general the sentiment is a little positive with the opening up of some routes in West Asia?
No, I think it is because of Elbers going.
Okay.
Point number one. Point number two, aviation sector is vulnerable to two parts. Airspace being closed, and the second is aviation turbine fuel prices going up.
All right.
The second part, aviation turbine fuel ATF prices going up, gets passed on to the consumers unless and until the Ministry of Aviation steps in case if there is a large escalation in ticket prices. And of course, known fact is that InterGlobe happens to be one of the largest carriers in India, has got the largest fleet in terms of aircrafts. And I think airports opening up, new airports, Jewar in North India, will open up more connectivity. Last year we had Navi Mumbai airport opening up, Kartik. That also happened to be a great opportunity. And likewise, I think if you have regional connectivity improving and new airports coming up, then I think InterGlobe is in the advanced stage to take advantage of that particular situation. And of course, stability with geopolitical news also plays a very vital role in soothing sentiments for the aviation sector stocks.